Well, YouTubers, it's Fortune Cookie 45 LC coming to you from the Hot Lead Zone. And today I just picked up a gun. And I bought this gun used. Well, there are actually two mystery guns in this video, and you'll find out what they are before the end of the video. But I think I made a real good deal here. And at the end, you might want to think, well, did I make a good deal, a very good deal, or a bad deal? Well, I don't know how many of you out there saw the movie Jack Reacher starring Tom Cruise, but that movie's all about making good conclusions based on limited information. Well, let's see if you can make some conclusions based on limited information. Well, it turns out this shooter at the range posts an ad on the bulletin board saying that he wants to sell his handgun, and included in the deal is 300 rounds of 44 Special PMC 180 grain jacketed hollow point ammo, factory ammo. And he wants $550 for the whole kit and caboodle, the ammo and the gun. So I give Art a call and I find out that he's 95 years old, that's 95 years old, and he's been shooting revolvers for all these years. Never owned any auto pistols until recently when he bought his very first auto pistol, turned out to be a SIG 2022 in 9mm caliber. Well, the gun he wants to sell, he tells me it's very accurate, but he doesn't shoot it anymore. And so he wants to sell it along with the ammo that you see here. So we meet at the gun store, and while I'm checking out the gun he's trying to sell, it's pretty obvious that he's got his eye on this other gun that he tells me he wants to shoot a lot of. And the clerk behind the counter asks him how he likes his SIG 2022. And he says, it's shooting off to the left. And the clerk says to him, I knew you wouldn't like that gun as much as you thought you would. Well, some of you YouTubers know that I've been looking for some 44 Special brass because it can't be found right now. But I've been buying some 44 Special factory reloads for $32.95 for 50, and now I got a chance to get this factory fresh ammo thrown into this deal. And I figured out that these 6 boxes are actually worth about $270. What that means is that I'm really getting the gun for $280. No tax, out the door. So what is the gun? Have you figured it out yet? Here it is. Ruger Super Blackhawk 44 Magnum. So what happened was Art, at 95 years old, can't stand shooting the Magnums anymore. So he hasn't been shooting this gun very much. It's a little bit too much kick for him. And when he shoots 44 Specials, they're very expensive. So he doesn't shoot this gun very much, and that's why he wants to sell it. He wants to get something that he will shoot much more of. So now, what is his new mystery gun for him? So based on limited information, the deduction you can make is that he doesn't like the auto pistol as much as he thought he might with that 2022 not shooting very well for him. So he wants to go back to his first love of revolvers. But now that he's shooting 9mm, he wants to be able to shoot 9mm. So that means the Ruger Blackhawk convertible. 357 Magnum 38 Special with an extra cylinder for 9mm. And so this is his new gun, the Ruger Blackhawk convertible, in 357 Magnum, 38, and 9mm. And so I'm checking out the Ruger Super Blackhawk, trying to figure out whether it's a good gun to buy. And turns out that Art was the second owner of it. He bought it used, and now he's selling it. I'll be the third owner of this gun. This gun was made in the 1980s, and checking it out, it's seen some pretty good wear and tear. So look at this. First of all, you see the scratches on the cylinder, means it's been shot a lot. Another way you can tell is, see the bluing here has been worn off. That is not case hardening. That's actually wear. So that when the gun recoiled, it was rubbing on that, and the bluing is rubbing off. Not only that, but you see the wear and tear on the Pachmayr grips, all caused by recoil. A lot of rounds fired in this gun, maybe not all by Art, but certainly this gun's been fired a lot. Another way you can tell is look at the wear and tear here. See that? Well, what happens is when that gun is gripped and it's been fired and it's been recoiling, it's been putting a lot of wear and tear in the grips, another tip off. Plus, look at the recoil shield inside the gun that take the cylinder out, and you'll see a lot of wear on the cylinder face or the breech face. And looking at this, checking this out, you see the wear there. This has been fired a lot. What that's caused by is the hammer doesn't hit this impact area evenly. It hits basically on the left-hand edge. So you get a lot of wear there, and you got a lot of wear on the edge of the hammer here. So this is not tuned to hit squarely on this. Then look at the damage here on the ejector rod housing and the scratches here. That's caused by the Ruger cylinder base pin jam effect and trying to unjam that by using a screwdriver to pry that loose. And that's not the way to do it. This didn't have to happen. Then you'll notice the holster wear. So there's a fair amount of holster wear on this. And there's been damage. There's a gouge here, gouge in the front sight there, and damage here, a little bit of rust there, a little bit of rust here, and the hammer has some signs of rust on it. So this gun's gone through quite a bit, but Ruger Super Blackhawks are very rugged. They're supposed to be able to take all this and still shoot well. So we'll see. But what do you think about the deal that I got? By the way, the barrel inside is perfect. The cylinders are fine. And it has the Ruger end shake and a little bit of rattle when the trigger's being pulled. But even new Rugers can do that. So that's not an issue. Now, YouTubers, turns out that the trigger pull on this Ruger is very nice. And the ejector rod works fine. So I checked all these things out first. And I've got an ace up my sleeve, and that is, if this gun doesn't shoot well, I intend to send it back to Ruger and let them refurbish it. And we'll see what happens if that's necessary. YouTubers out there, take care, and we'll see how this shoots.